We are learning.
So do I take it like even if say thousands of more votes could have been gathered by this kind of your party will not indulge into it?
The gentleman in question
you don't
has
want
offered.
Coming from
Obviously, that's not our politics.
That's a
for
breath of
us.
fresh air.
Our politics is, I mean, that old style vote bank politics is not our politics, neither on ethical ground. And to be frank, that politics cannot deliver anything to us. It will finally work to the advantage of Congress and BJP. It won't work to our advantage. So, of course not.
Yogendra ji, Aam Aadmi Party has in a way grown in shadow of Anna. Is there a big distance between the two? Between Anna and Aam Aadmi Party? Are there clashes? Are the perceptions quite differing? What is happening really?
Anna sowed the seeds of what is today Aam Aadmi Party. It is Anna's moral legitimacy which gave Aam Aadmi Party a certain legitimate acceptance in the country. Anna said a political party should be formed. When it was formed, he, as everyone knows, distanced himself personally and said, I shall not be a part of it. That was fine.
Forgive me for asking a blunt question. How you will convince the Aam Aadmi of India if you can't convince Anna?
We will convince Aam Aadmi of India about the inevitability of politics, which Anna probably does not appreciate. I understand why he may not do so. With his track record, with the stature he has acquired, he probably thinks politics is something which he needn't practice. But we will go to Aam Aadmi and say, can you and your children and your grandchildren afford not to get politics right? And my sense is that the response of Aam Aadmi will be different, and it already is different.
Now, if Anna gives any call for agitation, say anti-corruption again, or he renews the Lokpal agitation, what would be the role of Aam Aadmi Party?
It's not a hypothetical question. We've actually supported Anna.
Okay.
We have openly said Anna may or may not support us. This is his wish. We would continue to hope that we have his Ashirwad with us. When Arvind went to Bijli Pani agitation, Anna actually came and lent his Ashirwad to him. I'm sure he would do that. That's my hope. But irrespective of what he does, Aam Aadmi Party extends support to him systematically for anything he does to eliminate corruption in this country. It's not only a principled stand, this is something that we have actually executed again and again in Punjab, in Andhra Pradesh, in Bihar. Our people went to support Anna's call.
Yogendra ji, is Anna's call up this anti-corruption struggle that would be ultimately diluted with the Aam Aadmi Party, because you will have to tackle number of issues, many more issues. Corruption would just, it might be reduced to an insignificant priority. Would that not happen? Like the momentum had picked up, people were against corruption. So everybody was gathering on it. A storm was gathering.
On the contrary.
Would you pull back the storm now if you dilute the whole thing? Because now you'll have to take a stand on everything. You'll have to talk about secularism. You will have to talk about, say, black money. You will have to talk about personal integrity scores. You will have to talk about people raping, justice to gender.
On the contrary,
won't you be diverting the energies?
On the contrary, I think we have actually deepened the energies. Energy of anti-corruption movement, which was limited to bribery. Understanding corruption to be bribery is one of the narrowest definitions of corruption, and by that definition, we have the most incorrupt Prime Minister in this country. So what are you complaining about if that's a corruption? The real, I think the move forward of this and the reason why I think Aam Aadmi Party is a logical culmination of the struggle against corruption is for the following reasons. A, that struggle against corruption must become struggle against systemic corruption. Okay. To look merely at symptoms is not an anti-corruption struggle. We have to go to the root cause. And not merely change of individual, change of system. And to bring the best energy and to do it in the most energetic fashion, and the most energetic fashion is politics. So in that sense, I do not simply see how integrity scores should not come into the thinking about anti-corruption. I do not see why the question of rape is an issue of rape not related to corruption? The reason why rape victims do not dare go to police station is because of rampant corruption in police forces of all kinds. So I think what we have done is to widen the definition of corruption and deepen our understanding of it and given it the strongest possible instrument to curb it. So in that sense, I think politics is the logical culmination of a movement against corruption. If it had not taken to politics, that would have actually blunted the edge of this movement.
Tell me something, in your perception, what are the plus and minus of Mr. Modi and Rahul Gandhi? These are the two people who are being projected.
I really don't want to get into this except by saying, because the trouble is, if you to accept to answer this question is to accept the choice set that has been given to this country.
Okay.
I refuse to. I think it's a pity. I think it is a real dishonor to this country that the choice you have is between Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi. This is a shame for a country with such rich democratic legacy that you have to choose a Yuvraj from a dynasty or this person whose commitment to the basic values of idea of India is unsure. So to me, both Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi represent deficit in the idea of India, the imagination of it. One represents dynasty.
What is that idea of India according to you?
To me, the idea of India represents three key ideas. A, the idea of democracy in situations of deprivation and disadvantage. Unfortunately, Rahul Gandhi represents one step back from that in terms of dynasty. Narendra Modi represents soft authoritarianism. Second, the idea of India represents an alternative model of development. Rahul Gandhi uses a mix of old style welfareism and Narendra Modi uses a given right model of corporate capitalism, crony capitalism. That's the models we get, both of which are not the idea of India and alternative development model. And third and above all, idea of India represents acceptance of diversity. I think Mr. Narendra Modi does not know D of diversity, and it is what is being presented is a naked majoritarianism. On the other hand, the version presented by Congress in the name of secularism is nothing but blatant vote bank politics. These two have to be defeated. So in that sense, it is a truly appalling, a matter of shame that this country has to choose between these two options. And if we Indians cannot come up with a third option, it would be a blot on India's rich democratic legacy.
Yogendra ji, do you subscribe to the economic argument that India badly needs monies, the government badly needs monies if it has to progress? So means are not important. If the government needs monies, maybe if you can earn the monies through casinos, as well encourage gambling. That kind of economy would you encourage? Or would you say that no?
This is atrocious argument. I suspect this is an argument which has something to do with Goa's politics. But this is as
we
atrocious.
Have casinos which are increasing.
Tomorrow, why don't we start prostitution then? That earns money. There are all other ways of earning money. I mean, if this is, and then there was a time when state governments were saying selling more and more liquor earns more money. So if the state is involved in selling liquor, in opening casinos, to my mind, promoting prostitution, all these belong to the same category. If this is why this is the way state earns money, then the question is, do we need a state at all? Why do we need a state? The reason why state comes into being is to secure collective interest, is to have collective security, is to provide collective goods and services. And if the state were to undermine the very basis of existence, that state is not worth living in.
That's well said in theory. I'm coming to the bare practice of it. Like we always we say that no, politicians, they are prostitutes themselves. They'll prostitute after money bags. We have 4 minutes left. How you will change the scenario? If the Aam Aadmi Party comes to power, what efforts will be made to change this nexus between money bags and politicians? And a parting message for Goa. You have 4 minutes left.
I think one of the two important steps that need to be taken. One is to have independent, ombudsman-like institutions. Call it Lokpal, Lokayukt, which is independent of political rulers, which has powers to investigate, powers to prosecute. Number two, too much concentration of power in few hands has to be demolished. People must be able to take their own decisions in people's councils, in their mohalla, in their villages. These two measures, decentering of power and holding the rulers accountable, these two measures are an absolute must. So that we do not depend on the personal integrity of one individual, because those things wither away very soon. We have to put systems in place which can change it. Goa has seen one of the worst forms of, some of the worst instances of corruption, not just corruption but also brazenness. As they say in Hindi, chori or sina zori. So Goa has seen that. I am very sure Goa would also come up with the kind of activism that I see in Goa on questions of environmentalism, mining and right to information and so on. It gives me that confidence that the same place will also come up with some of the finest positive energy for transformation of politics.
How does Aam Aadmi Party view the performance of this local government in Goa, which rode on the bandwagon of anti-corruption struggle and came to power?
This is a story of disappointment, of hopes dashed. After all, Parrikar's government came to power on the back of anti-corruption struggle, in which India Against Corruption itself played a very, very important role. And what happens after that? Do casinos get closed? Does the state start siding again, taking position against the mining lords? Does drug get controlled? The answers are very obvious to those who are watching television. And if that is the answer, what kind of a government is this? Isn't that a betrayal of people's mandate? And therefore, that's the point I started with. That's why I wish to end with, which is politics of substitution is no answer. A goes, B comes in, B goes, A comes back. We have to have a new kind of politics. Aam Aadmi Party is an attempt. I would not say we've succeeded in that attempt. It's a beginning, it's an attempt. It is not something owned by one family or one corporate. It is for people to own it up. And I would just request people of Goa to use this as a platform. I would not even say join Aam Aadmi Party, because as of now we have a very loose organization. It's a platform. Please come down this platform. Please use it. Please transform it. Please create an instrument of the kind you need and you wish to create. That is what Swaraj, and that's what our politics is all about.
Thank you, Yogendra ji. This Swaraj is about something more. Swaraj is about returning power to the people.
Absolutely.
And we have high hopes that your party will do it. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Delighted.